Dear participants, welcome to the webinar on Introduction of the Joint Crediting Mechanism, the potential for contribution to decarbonization with Reconstruction EU grants through the JCM. This is Wataru Toze from Overseas Environmental Cooperation Center, Japan, and I am going to be a moderator for this seminar. This seminar on introduction of the JCM is jointly organized by Ministry of Environmental Protection and Natural Resources of Ukraine, Ministry of the Environment Japan, and Overseas Environmental Cooperation Center Japan. First, to start this seminar, I am pleased to invite Ms. Victoria Krieva, Secretary of State, Deputy Minister of Environmental Protection and Natural Resources of Ukraine, to kindly deliver the opening remarks. Ms. Krieva, please kindly deliver your opening remark.
Вітаю всіх. Я надіюсь, мене чути. В першу чергу хочу привітати Японію за те, що вони нам допомагають впроваджувати механізми спільного кредитування. І, як всі вже знають, цього року в лютому уряди Японії і уряди України підписали меморандум щодо співпраці. І для нас, для України, це дуже важливо, тому що ми сьогодні стоїмо на порозі відбудови, ми сьогодні стоїмо на порозі саме зеленої відбудови України з впровадженням кліматично позитивних проєктів, відбудови України з принципами енергоефективності, і тому саме співпраця з Японією нам дасть змогу залучити і технології, і залучити фінансування в нашу відбудову. На сьогодні міністерство працює над впровадженням спільного кредитування, а саме напрацьовує нормативно-правові документи, які дозволять нашим підприємствам відкрити для себе зелене фінансування, які дозволять нашим підприємствам залучити технології саме з країни Японії. В цьому напрямку нам допомагає працювати Центр міжнародного екологічного співробітництва Японії, кліматичний офіс при Міністерстві захисту довкілля та Міністерство охорони навколишнього середовища Японії. Також хочу окремо подякувати агентству JICA, яке долучається до нашої спільної роботи. Тому сьогоднішній вебінар дуже важливий. Ми очікуємо обмін знаннями, ми очікуємо, що ми отримаємо досвід, який вже на сьогодні має Японія. І також нам дуже цікаво оглянути презентацію від японських компаній для того, щоб саме наш бізнес, наші підприємства розуміли, як їм рухатися, як їм працювати саме в цьому напрямку. Тому, як зазначив наш міністр і зазначає наше міністерство, 2024 рік – це рік кліматичного діалогу, який ми продовжуємо, і сьогодні нам насправді дуже корисно разом поспілкуватися і отримати знання, які допоможуть Україні відбудовуватися краще, ніж було. Дякую.
Thank you so much, Mr. Krieva. May I now request Ms. Kotaro Tanaka, Counselor of Embassy of Japan, Ukraine, to kindly deliver his opening remark. Mr. Tanaka, over to you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Victoria Krieva, Deputy Minister of Environmental Protection and Natural Resources of Ukraine, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I welcome you to this webinar, which represents a significant step forward in our shared commitment to the Joint Credit Mechanism, JCM. The consensus reached by the Ministry of Environmental Protection and Natural Resources of Ukraine and the Ministry of Environment of Japan has held a strong foundation. And today, we will delve deeper into the practical aspect of how this mechanism will be operated and implemented. Ukraine is currently enduring an unjust, an inhumane, and relentless assault from Russia, which has resulted in the large-scale destruction of our infrastructure, particularly in the energy sector. This has caused severe hardships for Ukrainian citizens who are struggling to adapt to the disruptions in the daily life. In these challenging times, the importance of introducing decentralized renewable energy systems has become increasingly evident. Moreover, the JCM's support for a broad range of decarbonization technologies beyond renewable energy, including energy efficiency improvements or innovative low-carbon solutions, provides a comprehensive approach to addressing the urgent need for sustainable development in Ukraine. As Ukraine moves toward integration with the European Union, the potential for growth and development within this market is immense. We believe that this creates a unique and valuable opportunity for investment, especially for Japanese companies. By investing in Ukraine, companies can position themselves in a rapidly evolving market that is not only essential for the future of Europe, but also offers significant economic and strategic benefits. I am particularly hopeful that this webinar will serve as a catalyst for increased private sector investment in these areas, including significant contributions from Japanese companies. Such investments are crucial not only for rebuilding our energy infrastructure, but also for advancing our shared goal of reducing carbon emissions and achieving a sustainable low-carbon future. I wish all of you a very successful and productive webinar today. I am confident that the discussions we have today will pave the way for even closer cooperation between our nations and foster the development of innovative and sustainable energy solutions that benefits all. Thank you very much. Jaku.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tanaka. Once again, I would like to express my gratitude to speakers for your opening remarks. Now, I would like to invite all speakers to photo session. All speakers, please kindly turn on your camera for taking screenshots.
Mr. Toze, I can't turn on my video, so you can just take a photo without me. Thank you.
Okay. Speakers, please wait for a while. Mr. Semenenko, please turn on your camera. Thank you so much. We could take screenshot. Yeah, please turn off your camera again. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Okay. Now we are proceeding to session 2, titled Information Sharing on National Strategies for Decarbonization and Expectation for JCM. For the first presentation, I would like to invite Mr. Bogdan Semenenko, Head of the Department of Industrial Pollution Prevention and Climate Policy, Ministry of Environmental Protection and Natural Resources of Ukraine to deliver a presentation titled Ukraine's Current Status, Policy for Decarbonization and Reconstruction, National Strategy and Expectation for the JCM. Mr. Semenenko, please.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Because
Yes, I can hear you and I can see you.
just I prepare out my presentation. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
So hello, everyone from Ukraine. I would like to thank our Japanese colleagues for their initiative in organizing this webinar. I find it particularly useful for our stakeholders in planning their mitigation activities. Let me introduce myself. My name is Bogdan Semenenko, and I am the director of the Department of Industrial Pollution Prevention and Climate Policy of the Ukraine Ministry of Environment. If we're talking about our climate goals, so Ukraine has committed itself to reduce greenhouse gas emission by 2030. Our country will reduce its total greenhouse gas emissions, including the temporarily occupied territory, by 65% compared to 1990 levels. So Ukraine is working to achieve carbon neutrality in the fuel and energy sector by 2050. We also commit to achieve climate neutrality no later than 2060. As a part of Global Methane Pledge initiative, we plan to reduce methane emission by 30% by 2030 compared to 2020 levels. Ukraine also plans to phase down coal in power generation for state-owned power plants by 2035 and for private owns by 2040. So we have developed a strategy and action plan to help us to achieve the NDC goal and climate neutrality. Legislatively based on the Cabinet Ministry order on approval of the strategy for the formation and implementation of the state policy in the field of climate change until 2035 and its action plan. The Ministry of Environment has developed the first climate law in the history of Ukraine. We expect it to be adopted on the parliament in the second reading in the near future. Moving on, Ukraine has developed a national energy and climate plan for the period up to 2030. It has been approved by the Cabinet of Ministers and corresponding order has been issued. If we are talking about ETS, we are already working on this mechanism to launch the emission trading system in Ukraine. Our emission trading scheme will be based on the EU regulation. It's Directive 87, which includes two stages. The first is setting up a GHG gas emission monitoring, reporting and verification system, MRV. This phase is an important condition for the successful launch of an emission trading scheme and as it provides full information on the quality and credibility of emission data. The second is the creation of an emission trading market based on the data from the MRV system. Due to the war, we can now talk about achieve work on the first stage, the MRV. Since the beginning of the Great War, reporting under the MRV system has been voluntary, so it is not fully operational. At the same time, the business community is clearly aware of and supports Ukraine's green transition for greenhouse gas emission reduction. For businesses, this is maintaining competition and market position in the future. In an early August, Minister of Ukraine Ruslan Strelets held a large working meeting with the operators of installations, where he called for the restoration of the obligatory MRV system. Once again informed the businesses community about the plans of the Ministry of Environment and announced training on all problematic issues related to the MRV, so that the process could be resumed as quickly as and comfortably as possible for everyone involved. In addition, we plan to extend our sector, which are currently covered by ETS, by MRV scheme, up to the 30 sectors, like it already launched in the EU. Once the MRV issues are resolved, we will be able to talk about launching the ETS mechanism, because without correcting report and verification processes, we will not be able to talk about creating a fair trading system. The fifth point of the current stage is the long-term low-emission development strategy. We have now started to modeling all sectors of the economy, collecting basic input data and making a preliminary assessment in the energy and industrial sectors. We plan to update the strategy to make it more relevant to Ukraine realities. Also, due to this work, we plan to revise our targets and make them more ambitious in line with EU targets. So if this slides outlines the strategic objectives and indicators that are central to our state's climate policy framework. These objectives are developed with a clear focus on addressing the increasing effect of the global climate change, integrated climate consideration into our recovery efforts from the armed aggression of the Russian Federation, and aligning with the recommendation of the European Commission as a part of our EU integration processes. The first objective is to make the legal and organization framework of the state climate policy more strange and sustainable. The first objective focuses on reinforcement our legal and organization framework. This is crucial to ensure that our climate policies are robust, comprehensive, and capable of driving significant action across various sectors. And by enhancing this framework, we aim to create a solid foundation for all subsequent climate initiatives and reforms. If we're talking about our second objective, it's mitigate climate change and ensure a socially just and economically efficient transition to low carbon development of the state. Our second objective is to mitigate the impacts of climate change by promoting a transition to low carbon development. This transition must be both socially just and economically efficient. It is essential that our policies not only reduce emission, but also ensure that all segments of society, particularly most vulnerable, are supported throughout this transition. The third objective is adaptation to climate change, building resilience and reducing climate change risk. The third objective addresses the need for adaptation. As we continue to experience the effects of climate change, it is vital to build resilience within our communities and sectors. This involves reducing climate-related risk and ensuring that our society and economy are better equipped to handle future climate impacts. Now I want to tell more about our law of Ukraine of the basic principle of state climate policy. It's basically our first climate law in the history of Ukraine. This law establishes the foundation of our national climate policy, focusing on creating a robust governance architecture and aligning our effort with the key EU regulators and to achieve climate neutrality. It sets the principles for our climate policy, ensuring these goals are integrated into local, regional, and recovery programs. The law also supports our international commitments under the Paris Agreement and introduces fiscal and market mechanisms, including those under Article 6, to drive our climate objective forward. Ultimately, it promotes systematic emission reduction, enhancing carbon absorption, and a balanced approach to sustainable development. Ukraine is one of 196 countries that has taken responsibility for the state of the planet and future generation. We are moving towards the Paris Agreement goal of keeping the global average temperature rise to well below +2 Celsius degree above pre-industrial levels, and aiming to limit the temperature rise to plus 1.5 Celsius degree above pre-industrial levels, as this will significantly reduce climate change risk and impacts. We are pleased to be part of this Paris Agreement Article 6 implementation partnership and the Climate Market Club. This platform helps us to strengthen our own capacity, share ideas, learn from other countries' experience and best practices, and generally contribute to the implementation of Article 6 in the world. In 2022, Ukraine signed an implementation agreement with Switzerland, and we are currently working on preparing a good legal framework. As previously announced, we will be happy to discuss these documents with the stakeholders to create a clear, high-quality framework for Article 6 in Ukraine. In 2024, Ukraine signed a memorandum of cooperation with Japan, and we are working on preparing the legal framework that will be able Ukraine representative to work with the joint committee, which will launch the joint credit mechanism between our countries. I would like to thank our Japanese colleagues for the excellent cooperation of the support to Ukraine to provide more strength in our line. Thank you all for the organization of this event and for giving me some possible to speak. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your presentation, Mr. Semenenko. May I now request Mr. Yoshinori Momose, Senior Planning Officer for the Joint Crediting Mechanism, Office of International Carbon Market, Global Environmental Blue, Ministry of the Environment, Japan, to kindly deliver the presentation entitled Japan's Policy for Carbon Neutrality and Recent Developments of the JCM. Mr. Momose, the floor is yours.
Hi, thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to share our JCM, so joint crediting mechanism. It's good to see you all there. So at first, let me just start by introducing myself. My name is Yoshinori Momose from Ministry of the Environment in Japan. I'm in charge of the Senior Planning Officer for the Joint Crediting Mechanism, Office of International Carbon Market, Global Environment Bureau. So I'd like to talk about the recent progress on joint crediting mechanism in Japan. The presentation will last about 15 minutes. Okay, I'd like to start by talking about some background of JCM. Thank you. In our NDC, Japan aims to its greenhouse gas emissions by 46% by 2013 compared to 2013. This was set as an ambitious target, which is aligned with the long-term goal of achieving net zero by 2050. As you can see this graph, our GHG emissions in 2022 was 1.08 billion ton CO2 equivalent. This was 22.9% a decline compared to 2013 level, and we still need to reduce more. To achieve NDC, we plan to acquire certain amount of the JCM credits. In our target, Japan aims to contribute to international emission reduction and removals at the level of cumulative GHG emission reduction 100 million tons CO2 by fiscal year 2030 through public-private collaborations. We will appropriately count the acquired credits to achieve our LDC. Okay, please, next slide. Thank you. So I will explain the basic concept of the JCM. The JCM is a bilateral cooperation between Japan and partner countries. The objective of this mechanism is to facilitate diffusion of leading decarbonizing technologies and infrastructure and so on. And so through investment by Japanese entities. Thereby, we contribute to GHG emission reductions or removals and sustainable development in partner countries. And we contribute to the achievement of both countries' NDCs while ensuring the avoidance of double counting through corresponding adjustments. And we implement the JCM consistent with the guidance on cooperative approaches referred to in Article 6, Paragraph 2 of the Paris Agreement. Okay, please, next slide. Thank you. So this slide shows how the participant can get the benefit from the JCM. First of all, through JCM, the emission reduction will be accomplished. Those emission reductions verified through the JCM will become JCM credits, which will be divided among Japanese government of partner countries and private entities according to its contribution to the project. But the JCM financing program will provide support to reduce their financial burden through the subsidy. If a project is financially supported by Japanese government, Japanese government will acquire a part of JCM credits. On the other hand, if project participants want to get more credits, they can formulate JCM projects without any financial support from Japanese government. Okay, please, next slide. Thank you. So this slide shows the scheme of the JCM. As a premises, project participants should be comprised of entities from both countries. So, which means Japan and partner countries. Please, next slide. Thank you. So this slide shows key factors for forming JCM projects. Firstly, the project participant who seek to request registration under the JCM needed to prepare a project idea note, or as known as PIN. So PIN is used to explain the outline of the project to the partner country, and both joint committee decides there is no objection or not. So next step will be submission or proposed methodology. After it is approved by joint committee, project design document, which called a PDD, needs to be developed. After it is validated by third-party entity, which is called TPE, and publicly the project will be registered by the decision of joint committee. After the registration of the project participants starts the operation of the project and conduct monitoring of its activity in line with the registered PDD. Finally, project participants will request the joint committee to issue JCM credits after verification. The credit allocation between Japan and partner country will be decided at the time of registration. Okay, please, next slide. Thank you. This slide shows JCM progress in Japan. So at first, we have 29 JCM partner countries, and there are more than 250 projects formulation, and 101 methodologies are approved, and 82 projects are registered. And so we expected approximately 20 million tons CO2 cumulative emission reductions by 2030. And we are alignmenting with Article 6 to 6.2 guidance. Okay, please, next slide. Thank you. So after implementation guidance for Article 6 of the Paris Agreement were adopted at COP26 in 2021, the number of partner countries has continued to increase. So most recently, Ukraine became a partner country in 2024. We really appreciate your cooperation, and we'd like to seek more collaboration. Okay, thank you. So next slide, please. Thank you. So this slide shows what kind of project is eligible for the JCM projects. The JCM financing programs by Ministry of the Environment Japan has supported various types of projects, such as renewable energy, or energy efficiency, or effective use of energy, or waste, or transport. Okay, please, next slide. Thank you. So this slide is last slide. So when you want to know more about the JCM, please take a look at the JCM website. So here you can find some information such as rules and guidelines, approved methodologies, registered projects, issuance of credits, designated third-party entities of each country, and so on. Okay, please, next slide. So that's all I have to say. Thank you for attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Mr. Momose. If you have any question to speakers, please use the Q&A function. And we appreciate if you could write down the question in English. Yes, thank you so much. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Masayoshi Futami, Chief Researcher of Overseas Environmental Cooperation Center, Japan, to kindly deliver the presentation titled Processes and Key Points for Forming JCM Project. Mr. Futami, please kindly deliver your presentation.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Masayoshi Futami from Overseas Environmental Cooperation Center. I'm glad to be here to talk about JCM project development points. Next slide, please. This is today's outline. First, let me introduce our role under JCM. And second, I talk about key points for forming JCM projects. And later I introduce good practices of JCM projects. Okay, thank you. Next slide, please. To formulate the JCM project, we place a great importance based on the local needs in Ukraine, and also we look for your needs and environmental issues to find out appropriate JCM project. So through dialogue and meetings, we first identify local needs and your, how to say, environmental issues. And also, we study on the technological matters to adapt local Ukraine's matters from Japanese side or from other countries' technology and so on. At the same time, if you need, we can provide GHG emission reduction methodology to develop JCM project. At the same time, as you know, for development of the JCM project, business partner is very, very important. So first, we check and we talk about business person to see the feasibility of the decarbonization type project, like purchase agreement, development status, or other mechanism to find out financial part and so on. And then if you are interested in to use JCM, we support to apply to JCM model project. Next, please. As one part of our role at the JCM, we disseminate JCM scheme through website named Carbon Market Express. You can see from under this URL, Carbon Market Express, and we provide JCM current status and other countries' methodology, and also international dialogues regarding the Article 6 or other market mechanisms. Next, please. At the same time, we are in charge of a kind of secretariat of MRV regarding validation and verification to guarantee the reliability of JCM credit to issue the emission reduction as credit. Next, please. And regarding the JCM project, some areas are very, very, how to say, prioritized area, like PV, solar power, wind power, geothermal, hydropower also. And also, actually, Ministry of Environment Japan is focusing on waste to energy, and also storage battery technology. And recently, there are some candidates of green hydrogen projects and so on. CCES, carbon capture and storage, also a candidate of the JCM project. Next, please. You know, JCM project is how to say, B2B business scheme So we need to find a good payback scheme of the business. You see the this picture, the how to say cash flow. Cash flow. Horizontal axis is the time, and vertical axis is cash flow. So first, when you investment initially, you have a debt, but later you pay back through the some scheme through like PPA or other market mechanism. And we see that payback period and also payback strategy and feasibility through the decarbonization project. So that robustness of payback flow and strategy is very, very important to develop a JCM project. And also, there are some rules, I think, to develop renewable energy. So through that process, I think we need to find out the licenses and to acquire the licenses and permissions. So we support to achieve that license. Also, we collaborate with you and with Japanese company also. Next slide, please. You know, JCM scheme requires cutting edge technology like energy storage, like NAS battery to keep the stability of the electrical grid, like this picture. And also some project developers use a supercomputer to use the weather forecast information to reduce the GHG emission through the, for instance, hydropower and also green technology, etc. Next, please. From here, let me introduce three good practices which we supported in part. Next, please. First, we supported solar power development as JCM project, collaborating with Mongolian companies and the government, and also with Japanese companies. And you see pink projects, JCM project, actual JCM project. And Mongolia have achievement target of the PV until by 2030 to introduce PV 145 megawatt. And actually, JCM project contributed to introduce PV 76 megawatt. So that means more than 50% of the NDC were realized by JCM. Okay, next, please. This is second case. This is a Vietnam and Laos project on the amorphous transformer. First, we how to say first explained on the amorphous lemon. That is core part of core metal of transformer, and we explained that core metal configuration to the EVN, that is Vietnam electric company, and that how to say amorphous transformer, which you has that core metal amorphous core. They have energy saving power, and we collaborated with a local transformer supplier and manufacturer to product in Vietnam that amorphous transformer. And then we use the JCM. And first, we installed 1,618 units of amorphous transformer collaborating with EVN. And then EVN found out that, the good performance of amorphous transformer. So EVN adopted as the standard technology in the procurement. So first, we requested 50% of subsidy to introduce this amorphous transformer, but thanks to local competition, collaborating with local manufacturer, the price of transformer reduced to the competition. And then we used JCM, but the subsidy rate also were reducing through that local competition. So as a JCM project, we installed more than 1,000 units of amorphous transformer, but this technology took off from the subsidy scheme through the local competition, and now this is natural, standard of EVN for procurement of the transformer through this JCM scheme. Okay, next. This is a final case. This is a biogas project collaborating with Dole Philippines, and also with Itochu. Dole has a plantation to product pineapple product, and in their cannery, the pineapple fruit waste produced a lot. So local developer, Metro Pacific company, investment company, developed biogas plant to use this waste, and fermenting this waste, they produce biogas, and then using this biogas, Itochu and a local developer, Metro Pacific, generate electricity, and also steam for the production of pineapple products. So they realized emission reduction more than 40,000 per year through the renewable. That means biogas utilization. Okay, next please. Okay, this is a summary of this presentation. So to develop good project of JCM, first we need to find out the robustness of payback strategy under the renewable or decarbonization project. And also collaboration scheme between Ukraine and a Japanese entity or company to realize project. That collaboration is very, very important. And also, as for the methodology, to simplify the methodology using the operation data is very, very important to avoid the extra work to realize MRV. MRV means measurement, reporting, and verification to check the GHG emission reduction. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Mr. Futami. As I can see, some participants write down the questions in chat box. So we would appreciate you could write down your question in the Q&A function. Yeah, I appreciate you could write. Okay. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Yuri Kojina, manager of Tokyo office, Global Environment Center Foundation, to kindly deliver the presentation titled Introduction to Business Matchmaking Platform, JCM Global Match. Ms. Kojina, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toze. Thank you for having me today here. Hello, everyone. I'm Yuri Kojina from JEC. Today, I'd like to explain briefly how to use our business matchmaking platform called JCM Global Match. Can you hear? Is that okay? Can you hear me?
Yes,
okay.
I can hear.
Okay, thank you so much. Today, I'd like to explain briefly how to use our business matchmaking platform. I'd like to take this opportunity to demonstrate some features sharing my screen. JCM Global Match is an entirely free of charge business matching platform which supports development of JCM model project. When you apply for JCM model project, it's mandatory to form an international consortium. And the consortium must consist of at least one Japanese enterprise and one partner country enterprise. So it's essential to find your partner company. Today, not only JCM model project, but private sector JCM and other JCM programs have been made available. You are able to take advantage of JCM Global Match when you like to find a business partner in these programs too. As of today, it has around 1,000 users who engage in decarbonizing businesses from more than 60 countries. The first step to use JCM Global Match is to create your account by registration. From login button in the upper right side here, you can create your account. It's easy to register. You only need to put 4 items here and your company's website URL if available. You will receive an email to confirm your registration. Now let me log in. After registration, you can use all functions of this platform. Now I will explain 3 features: find, advertise, and discuss in more details. First, you can find a potential business partner to develop a JCM model project. One way to find your partner is to search for them. At the top of the page, you can see a word search window. Please put in any word you may be interested in. Let me try with biomass. Okay, so here you can obtain the lists connected with that keyword. And you can also search by a specific country or company name or any other keyword. So please try. Let me share another way to find a potential partner. Going back to the top page, and you can obtain company lists by clicking any of 4 picture banners. Each banner represents one of the 4 categories: Japanese enterprises, partner country enterprises, consultants, and public sectors or financials. You can also obtain same list from the menu bar. Another specialty menu You can find 4 pull-down categories, and from the list, you will be able to find the list of company, specialty names, country, and PR keywords. There is a more advanced way to find your potential partners. You can search them by specialty codes. I will skip this explanation to save time, but if you are interested in, please ask so in the chat box or go to the how to use page of the platform. While browsing the list, you may find some persons interesting. Let me search for today's host moderator, Mr. Toze from OECC. Here. And when you find a person worth contacting, write a comment here and press send matching request button to send a message. Then a message will reach to that person informing that a matching request has been received. If approved by that person, you will be able to contact him or her directly on the platform. You also obtain his or her email address. Second, you can advertise your company using your profile page and specialty card. You can edit your profile page by clicking your name and select My Profile here and edit. In order to advertise your company efficiently, your account information needs to be read by many of your potential partners. So please share attractive information about your company, products, and service. You can write freely to promote your company's business in the mission statement section here. You can promote your company from specialty page as well. At the top page, you see the button of Register My Specialties. From here, you can put and select keywords to appeal your company's strengths. Another way to advertise your products and services is to post a message at Open Discussion, a chat room for all users. Any topic will be welcome here as long as it's related to decarbonizing business. Please post it under an appropriate category and be sure to make it an attractive and concise title. When you post a topic there, we are happy to announce it to all users by monthly newsletter. Thirdly, you can discuss your business with the potential partners. As I mentioned, you can discuss your business plan in the open discussion chat room. In addition, you can use Invitation Salon, which is a closed chat room where you can communicate with other users keeping confidentiality. You can create your own salon and invite other users regardless of the matching status. Here you can add anyone and have a discussion with them in a closed setup. Invitation Salon may be a faster way to talk to a person who you are interested in, rather than a matching request. So please try. Okay, so this is just a brief introduction from me. For more details, please visit JCM Global Match platform and see the guidance under the How to Use in the menu bar. You can also ask us anything via inquiry form. Thank you for listening. See you next time on our JCM Global Match platform. Jack you.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Ms. Kojina. Now, we would like to move to the Q&A session. Audience, please write down your question for presentation delivered in this session in English. And I would appreciate you could clarify to whom you would like to ask the question by writing down the name of the speaker. We will select a few questions from audience, and I will read questions and will ask speakers to answer the questions. Okay. Let me read one question. So what are the benefits for Japanese companies as representative participants in participating in the JCM? Tami-san, can you answer the question?
Okay, thank you, Tosa. Yes, thank you very much for your question. There are some parts of the benefit. For example, if the Japanese company participate as a sponsor, making equity participation, they have, how to say, responsible to keep and to promote, to drive the project. And also to use the JCM subsidy and to participate in the JCM scheme, it's necessary to be Japanese entity as a representative entity under the JCM. So that Japanese sponsor sometime, how to say, is in charge of that representative of JCM to robust the project using JCM scheme. This is an example. There are other incentives also. Thank you very much.
Thank you for answering the question. And I could see some questions were already answered by Ministry of the Environment Japan. Yeah. Okay. Let me read a question this is question for Mr. Semenenko. Under the JCM, what are the potential areas or industry or technologies towards decarbonization in Ukraine? Mr. Semenenko, could you answer the question?
Yeah, of course. Basically, at the current time, we have a big potential for decarbonization due to our current position. So our main sectors which we need to decarbonize is energy sector, fuel sector. So it can be applied with hydro electricity by wind and solar power plant. Another type of decarbonization project, it can be due to our sector of iron and metal decarbonization project, if it's interesting, because it's also have a big decarbonization potential. And of course, it's for absorption project. It's to recover our land due to the war activities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Semenenko. And I can see questions to MOEJ. Let me read the question. As Ukraine is an agricultural country, we would like to form a private JCM for biochar application to agricultural land in the future. What are the prospects? What can the private sector do to help activities? Ministry of the Environment Japan, can you answer this question?
Me now?
Ah,
Okay, thank you very much. And my name is Kentaro Takahashi. I'm a Deputy Director of the Ministry of the Environment, Japan. So thank you very much for your questions. And we recognize these days agricultural sectors is very much have a potential to reduce greenhouse gas emission reductions in all over the world. And we also receive the several project proposal from the private sector to develop the agricultural sectors. So we think it's a huge potential to reduce greenhouse gas emission reduction under the JCM, and also I think in Ukraine, if there is any huge potential, I think that good reductions in the futures. And we would like to stress I think the three important points. And first one is, I think the methodology, how to calculate the greenhouse gas emission reduction is very much important because a few methodologies developed all over the world, and also these days some I think the media also sometimes we see some article on the uncertainty to calculate emission reduction. So we really want to see the conservative emission reductions calculations in the methodology. And second point is I think the project idea note should be prepared by the private sectors. And in accordance with our project cycle procedure under the JCM, the project participants have to prepare the project idea notes that summarize emission reduction as well as how to split the credit between Japan and partner country. So that project idea note is really important to ask our partner country whether there is any objection or not on that proposed project. And third point is I think the proposed project itself have to implement in line with the law and regulations in the partner country size. That also one of the I think basic important point for project formulation. So that's our answers for your question. And so thank you very much. And if I think that my colleague, Momose-san, he would like to add supplemental explanation to address the questions that was raised. Just one question before: what are the benefits for Japanese company as representative participant in participating in the JCM? So he would like to add more in addition to Futami-san's explanations. So Momose-san, you have a floor.
Thank you. So thank you for Futami-san's answering for questions. So I want to add the merit of JCM. So first point, the merit is to leading companies can facilitate diffusion of leading technology in partner countries. So, for example, unique Japanese technology and leading technology. Japanese company can promote leading technology in partner countries. And second, if companies can formulate JCM project without any financial support from Japanese government, so this company can get JCM credits. So you can use credits for some markets. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Takahashi and Mr. Momose. I can see one more question. I think this is a question to Ministry of Environment, Japan. Please let me read. Did I understand correctly that the credit gained as a result of JCM projects may be allocated not only between the Japan and the partner country government, but between private companies as well? Please, Ministry of Environment of Japan, could you answer this question?
So thank you very much again for your questions. And so the credit gain as a result of the JCM project, will be allocated not only between Japan and partner country government, but also private sectors. So you have a chance to acquire the JCM credit. So that's my answer. And especially for, so we have a several menu for JCM support. I think like we have a JCM financing program supported by Ministry of the Environment Japan. And in case of our subsidy support, especially for Japanese sites, mainly the Japanese government will acquire, but the rest of the amount allocated to the partner country side. So in case of the Ukraine, once Ukraine side acquires a certain amount of credit, that will be, I think, discussed and allocated between the government and partner country participants. And also, we have a private sector JCM. So private sector JCM is kind of the mechanism without the subsidy, Japanese government subsidy. A private sector will develop and invest by themselves for formulating the projects. And in case of the private sector JCM, the allocation of the credit will be basically discussed between country, and mostly the private sector will acquire the amount of the credit from generated from that project. So that's my answers.
Global Administration Department, JFE Engineering Corporation, to deliver the presentation titled Enabling a Circular Society Through Integrated Waste Solutions. Mr. Takahashi, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Toze-san. So hello everyone. This is Takahashi from JFE Engineering Corporation. Today, anyway, so let me share my screen first. Okay, can you see my screen? Okay.
Yes, I can see.
Thank you very much, Toze-san. Yes, again, so this is Takahashi from JFE Engineering Corporation. So today, I'd like to talk JFE's efforts towards achieving a circular economy, which is crucial for sustainable cities and communities. So our innovations are shaping the future of waste management and energy production. Here's today's agendas. JFE Engineering at a glance, waste management solutions, JCM project and case study, and JFE Group's effort towards carbon neutrality. These topics showcase our commitment to the environmental sustainability and the technological innovation. JFE Group is a leader in steel making and the infrastructure engineering. In a fiscal year 2023, JFE Engineering's revenue was approximately 540 billion Japanese yen, with nearly half coming from environmental solution project. This highlights our strong focus on sustainable solutions. We are based in Yokohama City, Japan. We are proud to have donated water purification system by JFE Engineering Corporation to Odessa, Ukraine, Yokohama's sister cities. This aid demonstrates our global commitment to improving lives, even in challenging times. Now, let's explore the crucial issue of waste management. Open dumping sites pose serious problems: fires, toxins, odors, and pests. They emit methane gas, a potential greenhouse gas. As cities grow, finding new disposal sites becomes increasingly difficult. So, this situation is alarming for the communities worldwide. Now, please compare previous slide and this image. Which would you prefer in your city? This is a Meguro, a waste-to-energy plant in central Tokyo, built by JF Engineering Corporation, our company. It offers clean emissions and it also provides heat for the local community. JF Engineering has a global portfolio of waste-to-energy projects across Japan, Asia, and European countries. Our expertise is making a difference worldwide. We are taking an integrated approach, combining various technology for some waste management, such as waste-to-energy incineration system, food waste biogas production, plastics and appliance recycling, and responsible landfill management. This holistic strategy is a key to creating truly circular systems. In Japan, we've established an extensive recycling network that operating numerous efficient waste treatment projects. This network is a model for the creating circular system in local communities, for local communities. Let's look at our JCM project and the specific case study. Our JCM project include innovative solutions such as waste heat recovery system at Indonesian cement factories and the waste-to-energy plant in Yangon City that eliminates landfill emissions. One of our latest projects in Bac Ninh province, Vietnam. This waste-to-energy plant completed in January 2024 this year. It will process 500 tons of waste daily, and it generates the 11.6 megawatt of power, and it reduces greenhouse gas emissions by over 40,000 tons of CO2 annually. This project showcases multi-collaboration financing. It's supported by the Joint Crediting Mechanism, JCM subsidy from Japanese Ministry of Environment, and financing program from IFC, World Bank Group, and also including the Finland IFC blended finance for the climate change. So we partnered with local waste management company Tuan Environment from Vietnam, demonstrating our strong commitment to the collaboration. This waste-to-energy plant will avoid methane emissions from organic waste dumping and displace fossil fuel-generated electricity, significantly reducing greenhouse gas emissions, of course. Now, let's discuss JFE Group's efforts towards carbon neutrality. JFE Group aims to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. In steelmaking, our sister company, we are targeting 30% or more CO2 reduction from 2013 levels by 2030. with developing innovative steel production process. In engineering, our company, we are focusing on renewable power generation, including a waste-to-energy system. JFE Group-wide, we are accelerating our offshore wind power business as well. Our company, JFE Engineering's project, made significant contributions to emissions reduction throughout our plant business or some infrastructure business. In fiscal year 2022 alone, we helped reduce CO2 emissions by approximately 11 million tons. And I'd like to address Ukraine's future. As Ukraine, your country, moves towards EU membership, addressing climate change will be crucial. JFE Engineering, some JFE Group stand ready to support your country's, Ukraine's medium to long-term decarbonization effort. Our waste-to-energy and renewable energy technologies can play a vital role in rebuilding a greener, more sustainable Ukraine, your country, your beautiful country. Just for the earth, this is our company's purpose. But could you please read only capital letters of this phrase? Can you find our company name JFE? Yes, in summary, the JFE Engineering Group is pioneering a sustainable circular economy through innovative technologies, partnership with local companies, joint investment and financing model, and an unwavering commitment to the environmental stewardship. Thank you all for your kind attention. I'm happy to answer any question you may have or how we can support sustainable development in your country, Ukraine. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for your presentation, Mr. Takahashi. Now we have finished all the presentation, and we would like to move to the Q&A session. Same as the last question, please write down your question for presentation delivered in this session while clarifying to whom you would like to ask the question. I can see one question in the Q&A box. Yeah, I think this is question for Mr. Takahashi. Do you plan to look for some project on municipal level? Can you answer the question maybe around the Caucasus area? Maybe this question is asking. Yeah. Mr. Takahashi, could you please answer this question?
Okay, thank you very much, the Tode-san, and also the Oksana Kishoyo-san. As of now, in the European country areas, the group company Standard Kessel in Germany is working to develop such kind of some waste treatment project in European countries. And also to answering some of your question, sometimes such kind of some waste management project, the role of a municipality will be some very, very important. So we are very happy to collaborate the municipality peoples to develop some very much appropriate waste energy project. But unfortunately, in some the Eastern European area, including some your country, Ukraine, So far, there is no the project achievement, waste to energy project achievement in that areas. But as I said, we JP Engineering Group, including our sister company in Germany, will be some very happy to talk the future the project opportunity in your country or some in your municipality. Thank you very much for your question.
Thank you so much for answering the question, Mr. Takahashi. Okay.
Tode-san, Ishimura speaking.
Yes.
Tode-san, can you hear my voice? Actually,
Yes, I can
I
hear.
missed the click. Do we have a question about our refrigerant?
Yes, please
Question
answer.
is Panasonic has a strength in CO2 refrigerant, but which refrigerant has the highest COP compared between CO2 and R32 and or R290 refrigerant? Actually, CO2 refrigerant, we can say R744 is only for cooling, chilling. Therefore, we cannot compare to heat pump. R32, R290, if we compare both, then R32 has a slightly higher COP efficient, but R290 also has a strength. For example, R290 air-to-water can supply 75 degrees hot water, while R32 has just 65 degrees Celsius. There are a lot of difference among the refrigerant, but we can say R32 is a little bit high COP efficient. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for answering the question, Mr. Ishimura. Okay. I can see as a question, but maybe Mr. Takahashi is answering now. Okay, let me ask one question to Mr. Ishimura and Mr. Terajima. So based on your company's activities and experiences in Ukraine, what do you think is needed to facilitate the JCM in Ukraine? If possible, I'd like you to answer the question, Mr. Ishimura and Mr. Terajima.
Terajima-san is appropriate, I think.
Okay, so the most maybe urgent and the most important things, which unfortunately is not going to be solved soon, but it's related to the Japanese citizens, Japanese businessmen, which are at this moment not allowed to come to Ukraine, except the specially organized trip. This specially organized trip is not so easy to organize, not so easy to participate. So at the end, at this moment, unfortunately, even though we see the chance, we see the opportunity, but we are not allowed, not strongly recommended to come to Ukraine. So without seeing, unfortunately, so even though how much area how many plenty idea we have, but unfortunately this is going to be just story on the table, so nothing going to be practical. That's why so we all businessmen we are waiting some the conditions calm down from the Japanese government to make the business side more easily or less stress come to Ukraine. So that's the biggest step, I suppose, at this moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for answering the question, Mr. Terajima. Okay. What's the name? Let me read one question, and let me ask Mr. Futami to answer this question. Is there any way to find a company who can be a representative company besides a matching service? We are consultant and we know a few foreign company who is interested in the JCM, but without a representative company, we cannot move ahead. So, Mr. Futami, I appreciate you could answer.
Thank you, Todd-san. Yes. First, you can join to the global match to the website. However, if you want to meet appropriate Japanese company matching with your project, you can contact with us, like Noko's address, which Noko provided through this chat, Zoom chat. So if you want to seek appropriate Japanese entity to develop JCM, please contact us. And also we can introduce to a secretariat of JCM, Jake, to how to say, to share appropriate information for that project development. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for answering the question, Futami-san. Okay. Okay. So, okay. We cannot see any other question from audience. We would like to conclude the session 3 and move to the closing session. For the closing remark, I would like to invite Mr. Satoru Ino, Director of Office of International Carbon Market, Global Environmental Bureau, Ministry of the Environment, Japan. Mr. Ino, please kindly deliver your closing remark.
Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Satoru Ino, Director of the Office for the International Carbon Market, Ministry of the Environment. On behalf of the Ministry of the Environment, Japan, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Ministry of the Environmental Protection and National Resources of Ukraine, in particular, Ms. Victoria, Deputy Minister, who opened this seminar with a powerful opening remarks. I also thank Japanese Overseas Environmental Cooperation Center, OECC, and Embassy of Japan in Ukraine for co-hosting or supporting this important event that marks environmental cooperation between two countries. I also would like to thank all the speakers for providing us with very thoughtful and useful information, as well as for the powerful messages that will open up the possibilities for the JCM in Ukraine. I thank everyone who attended the seminar for valuable time you kindly spent today. A variety of questions and comments have surely contributed to interaction and deeper understanding. Today, we shared fruitful insights and information. In part 2, we shared an overview of the JCM scheme. Although, to be honest, Article 6 of the Paris Agreement and the JCM scheme is not necessarily simple and easy to understand, I believe today that everyone was able to at least grasp its concepts, specific steps, and outcomes it has already achieved. We also heard that the Ukraine is steadily working towards its ambitious target of climate change countermeasures, including actions drawing on Article 6, even in the midst of difficulties caused by the war. In part 3, we had the opportunity to hear from 2 leading Japanese companies with excellent technological capacities about 2 promising technologies that can be widely adapted in Ukraine under the JCM system. One is heat pump heating by the Panasonic. The other is integrated waste management solution by JFE Engineering. Both advanced technologies can be used widely in Ukraine to push forward a decarbonization pathway while contributing to solving socio-economic challenges faced and realize healthier, more resilient, and efficient lives and industries. Lastly, but not least, we, the government of Japan and Ministry of the Environment of Japan and relevant stakeholders will continue to work closely with the government of Ukraine, drawing on the experience we gained from today's seminar to prepare for the complete operationalization of the JCM. Next step is action. So we are sure in the near future, we can see concrete reduction projects under the JCM is put into practice in Ukraine, same as other countries in Japan, over the world. For us, there would be nothing more rewarding than if environmental cooperation between our 2 countries under JCM could help the people and the nation of Ukraine overcome this difficult time of war and rebuild the nation. Thank you very much. CSM.
Okay. Thank you very much for your closing remark, Mr. Ino. With this webinar introduction of the joint crediting mechanism is concluded, I would like to express my appreciation to all speakers and all participants for this seminar. When you leave this webinar, the screen shows the link to the questionnaire form. We appreciate you could cooperate to answer those questions. Again, thank you so much for your participation. After this seminar, we would like to facilitate our cooperation and implementation of the JCM between Ukraine and Japan for our decarbonization society and reconstruction with Ukraine together. Thank you so much.